one person laying down the hammer and you just receiving it all and be like, ugh, devastated, like, oh, I just. You can't ingest all of doTERRA essential oils, Lance. According to this person who sent me an email, which I'm going to read off, so we can gather up some learnings from it, maybe some best practices, mistakes to avoid, communication-wise, benefits and uses-wise, or otherwise. There we go. Alright, they sent an email out of the blue, just kind of popped in, and they said, "Hi Lance, I wanted to mention something about the video called Top 3 Essential Oil Recipes Using an Electric Kettle. I think you may have accidentally said, just add a few drops of your favorite essential oil to the mug, ... I know that you were well aware that we can't ingest all of doTERRA oils, only the ones with supplement labels. Perhaps reshoot that video, ? I like your work and wanted to bring this to your attention privately rather than leaving a public comment. Keep up the good work." So I have a few different responses to this email. Number one is I appreciate the constructive feedback. Let's start positive, okay? Start positive. I'm gonna be constructive too. I'm gonna be constructive because I'm open to constructive feedback. I don't get defensive. Like I'm telling what I appreciate about what they said. Okay, all right. And then what else did I appreciate? I appreciate they're trying to help the peoples out with regards to, hey, not all doTERRA oils are approved for internal consumption. They gotta have the supplement facts label. Okay, though, yes, I'm with you on that. I did give a response via email. Here's what I said. I said, "Thank you for the email. The internal use was in the context of the 3 oils that I mentioned in the video. I've done hundreds of videos on each use case by case." I think there's a typo on my end here. Anyway, so people can learn more. So I was just basically saying, look, when I said your favorite oil, it was with the assumption that it was your favorite oil that has a supplement facts label. That wasn't stated, that was more implied, but that's the nuances of communication via video, and you can't capture everything, which is why I do a video like this. So you can get all that, whatever I just would, I don't know. Okay. They followed up by saying, "Didn't come across that way. Might want to review that one." So now I'm just kind of like, alright, I get what you're saying. Like, I didn't put the whole supplement facts disclaimer up in my verbiage. It is important, you know, and just like they said, they're like, "I know you're well aware, you do a lot of videos, I appreciate your stuff." So they know it's almost like they're saying, look, I want to help you help others by putting more of a disclaimer in what you say and what you do in your videos. I appreciate that. I really do. And it's just at the same time, it's like, you know better. And if somebody does have a question, if they're going through a class or they're a customer of mine, then they would get that at some point. And so that's, you know, but it's almost like for somebody who's new to essential oils and buys them and just takes whatever I say just off of one little piece and doesn't look at the total context. Because that video talked about 3 oils that were approved for internal use, and the intention was to promote those 3 as using those specific ones with doTERRA for internal use. But again, I see what they're saying. Like, I could have been a little bit more clear in what I was saying and not saying your favorite essential oil, or I could have said your favorite essential oil that has a supplement facts label on it. You know, that's probably what I could have said. What I'll give them some constructive feedback on, okay, here we go, okay, is, I mean, yeah, you can email, that's fine, that's cool, but this type of thing, I would have left a YouTube comment on, you know, they're probably like, "No, I wanted to be private because, you know, hey, and I'm like, nah, just be public with it. I think people would benefit from this. If not, I'll make a YouTube video on it and it'll be public anyways. Okay. And then yeah, but yeah, I think a YouTube comment is fine for this. There's the only time really an email makes sense for me if somebody's asking a question of like, how much is this oil? Where can I buy it? And can I buy it from you, Lance? What's the link? What's your link, Lance? That's pretty much the only time an email most makes sense. If somebody's asking a question, then or making a statement or sharing their opinion, whether it's agreeing or disagreeing with essential oils or doTERRA or network marketing, then a YouTube comment is enough. Like that it doesn't need to be email or a private conversation. Like you can share your best or your worst on YouTube, and the comment filters will decide whether or not it gets public based on the level of profanity. But if there's no profanity, then it should be publicized, and the peoples like you should be able to see that and benefit from the dialogue and the discussion, whether you agree or disagree with whatever's being said. Okay, that's part of discussions. We ain't always gonna like what we see. I mean, people need to really get over that. Okay. Then I said, as a follow-up to that other email, is I provided an update in the description area and the comments section for beginners. I made sure to put that because really their warning was for people who have never used essential oils or never used doTERRA, or they still don't understand which oils can be taken internally or not and how to use those. And you know, I've covered that in other videos about the internal use of essential oils in general, but also doTERRA, so I'm not going to go into that. But they did follow up with another email, which is good follow-up for them. Again, I've got some constructive feedback for them. You know, it's not all like, It's, you know, their follow-up was good. They said, got it. Have a nice day, Lance. And then, you know, that was it. That was the end of it. And I definitely appreciate the thought they put into, you know, just taking the time out to just email all that and the follow-up. I mean, that's positives. You know, they're giving education or at least feedback or insights on the internal use part and keep up the good work part. I just think it could have been public, this comment. That's my kind of other side of the feedback sandwich, right? The feedback sandwich is something, start off with something positive, then you got something kind of like, you really need to improve here, you know what I'm saying? And it's something positive, right? So the positives, yeah, they're helping with the internal use, you know, hey, make the comment public. It's not really private, okay? You can disagree with that, but this is my opinion, and just like they're sharing theirs. And also, the positive would be their follow-up was good. And so I appreciate all that. And I think that's part of being open to constructive feedback is another lesson learned, and not being defensive. So many people get defensive because they tie their identity into their performance or their work or their family or their looks or their income or whatever, their job or their title. And when one of those doesn't meet the standards or expectations or approval of somebody else, then it's just like, well, you do this and you do that. And it's just like, no, I mean, I think saying that what you appreciate about their feedback is one way to still acknowledge what they were telling you. Like, it's just information from another person's perspective, but you can also, you know, give them some feedback of, hey, this would help me, right? Or this is what I would have done if I were in your shoes, or this is what I prefer you do as well, so that there's give and take in that as well, and not just like one person laying down the hammer and you just receiving it all and be like, ugh, devastated, like, oh, I just got all this deconstructive feedback, right? I think that is important. And giving and receiving constructive feedback is a skill set. And again, it's not one of those sexy topics that you're just like, oh, music, movies, shopping, those are kind of sexy, right? Constructive feedback, you're just like, boring. But it's so relevant and important. Like, we get it all the time, like either at work or from kids or significant other. Like, we get it, and we give it too. Probably give it. If you give too much and it's nagging, right? Or it's just like deconstructive if tact is not in there. But if it's constructive, you can also be met with defensiveness or somebody, you know, lashing back, you know, and that's not fun either. You got to be able to handle other people who can handle it too. I mean, it gets kind of deep now. You're like, dang, I thought you were just going to read off an email, Lance, but you're getting into the psychology and the communicate. That's how I do. That's how I do. And if you want to do with regards to, hey, kind of rhyme there a little bit? No? Okay. Well, if you want to focus on personal development and growth, I will have some resources in the links in the description below, so you can continue to get your learn on. Some books and stuff that I appreciate. I'm stuttering because I'm so excited about them. Otherwise, hit the like button if you did. Share this video with somebody that would benefit from it. And most importantly, those links, though, yeah, check them out. They're going to help you if you read them and apply them. If you just like click on it and you're like, but you gotta get them. Get them in the brain, apply them in life. Yeah. Alright, I'll see you in the next video. Alright, cool.